Hello there, and welcome to the Negotiating in Europe template. Let me give a short introduction of myself. I'm the head of product at Procurement Tactics, Alexandra Panic, and I'm glad that you're here. The team at Procurement Tactics has over 20 years of experience in negotiating and procurement, and has been working on providing you with a template to navigate negotiation when dealing with individuals from diverse cultural backgrounds. Today, we'll be focusing on negotiating in Europe, and I'll assist you through the process. Before we dive in, I would like to introduce you to the concept of culture. It is a shared generational identity among a group of people that influences the way they think, act, and interact with others. Since culture plays a big role in shaping a person, their decision, and their behavior, it also significantly shapes how they handle their business matters and negotiations. A person's culture informs us about the negotiation goals and how they may manage negotiations along with various other aspects of their behavior. Today, we will be talking specifically about European cultures. Now, a short disclaimer. In our pursuit to teach you about the culture, we acknowledge that although it is a significant factor, we cannot attribute everything solely to cultural differences. The template that I'm guiding you through today is Culture and Negotiations European Style. Let's delay this no further. European culture is relatively laid back and slow-paced and emphasizes personal time. They prioritize the overall well-being of their citizens through building social security nets. They value professionalism, punctuality, and formalities, with decision-making processes being more consensus-driven, especially in countries with strong social welfare systems. Let's look at some of the values that Europeans tend to share with others. The three main values of each culture are objectivity, equality, and time. Although Europeans prioritize cooperation and mutual growth within their organizations, as well as focus on the overall well-being of their counterparts, they also tend to maintain objectivity in their decision-making processes. Equality is also important, yet hierarchies can be still respected, with seniority and authority leading decision-making processes. The use of titles is also prioritized. For Europeans, time is seen as a sign of professionalism, and informing them ahead of time that you'll be late is a must. Now, let's discuss manners and customs. Business dinners and lunches, which require strict adherence to the table manners, are common customs in Europe, since they tend to favor building relationships before getting down to business. Europeans use indirect and announced communication with their business partners, and formal and reserved tone while communicating with them is a must. And then we also have the ways of thinking. European cultures prioritize rationality, value logic, and critical thinking in decision-making. While individualism is prominent, there's also recognition of collectivistic values depending on the region, with Southern European countries being more collectivistic, while Northern Europe tends to be more individualistic. Europeans are generally open-minded and embracing diversity and innovation, with a tendency towards a secular approach to life with a focus on human rights. Additionally, environmental conscientiousness is widespread, with a commitment to sustainability and conservation. Last but not least, we also have the negotiation styles. So, how do Europeans negotiate? Negotiations in Europe only take place when both parties see the mutual and beneficial results. Europeans prioritize win-win outcomes, and they lean towards collaboration. Building rapport is also prioritized before delving into business. Now that we had a general outlook on the European culture and negotiation, let's delve deeper into specific countries. We will be focusing on three countries: the UK, Germany, and France. Let's start with the United Kingdom. Situated on the northwest coast of the continental Europe lies the United Kingdom. People from the UK are polite and tend to value composure. In familiar interactions, the tone becomes informal, yet still reserved. How do people from the UK negotiate? The attitudes of negotiator in the UK emphasize relationships and believe in the win-win situations, so they usually take the responsibility of reaching an exclusive agreement and expect the other person to do the same. Speeding up the process can be counterproductive, and they prefer taking their time to know who they're negotiating with. They are very detailed in their negotiations and avoid jumping between topics. Once a part of agreement is fixed, you can hardly go back to it. When negotiating with British negotiators, do. Take your time, be direct with your intentions, be honest and upfront, open with written offers, introduce written terms and conditions, have a team of negotiators with senior executives prepared thoroughly through research, Set a fixed limit to offers and stick to it. Initiate small talk and try to open negotiations with a hint of reluctance. And please do not haggle, use surprise tactics, stall negotiations, initiate physical contact, stare, be late, rush the negotiation, be too emotional or too aggressive, be afraid to ask for more or to speak loudly. Next, we have Germany. In Germany, the general negotiation style is collaborative, with an effort to strive towards win-win scenarios. Negotiations tend to be slow because they like to take their time in sharing information. They're very systematic when it comes to discussions, and they're not fond of haggling and bargaining. They don't enjoy negotiations at all. They also like employing deceptive techniques. Although they respect hierarchies, they do not readily accept authority. And lastly, they do not make concessions easily. When negotiating with them, please do. Reciprocate trust and respect. Find common ground. Tell them if you do not want to share information. Remain calm and patient and accept delays. Be careful with pressure tactics. Be upfront and straightforward and exchange business cards when meeting someone. And you can always try with a simple small talk. Please do not lie, show irritation or anger, take their tactics personally, be overly aggressive, have extreme openings, give gifts, interrupt them, be too emotional, or oversimplify things. And then we have France. Relationships are also very important in French negotiations. Their negotiations tend to be slow as well, since they like building relationships over time and take time in analyzing proposals. The French tend to approach negotiations with a debate and tend to be aggressive and passionate, even though they mostly dislike bargaining and haggling. French negotiators only accept concessions if their logic is defeated. When negotiating with them, please do. Keep your cool, be patient, control your emotions, keep conversations low volume, make an effort to speak French, build a good relationship, use titles and last names, be civil and diplomatic, be prepared and dress appropriately. Please do not bargain and haggle, lie and take tactics personally, be aggressive with your tactics, have open confrontations, ask personal questions right from the get-go, be too informal, be too emotional, rush the process, or try to bring gifts. To wrap up things, here are some reminders when approaching a negotiation in Europe. It's crucial to respect their culture values, communication preferences, and negotiation styles. Be punctual, be professional, and adhere to formalities. Lastly, build your negotiation strategies with collaboration in mind and focus on win-win outcomes that aligns with the preference for consensus-driven decision-making. This has been all about our European-style negotiation. If you would like to learn more, check out our course on cultural impact on negotiation. This has been Alexandra Panic, and we hope to see you in our next lesson.